Welcome to Learn English Perfectly, the podcast. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the channel. Hello, and welcome to the Learn English podcast. I'm your host, Emma, and I want to start by saying this. You don't have to be perfect to speak English. You just have to be willing to practice, to grow, and to keep showing up. If you've ever said, I understand English but I can't speak, or I always translate from my language, then you're not alone. This podcast was made especially for you. Every episode here is designed to help you speak naturally, think in English, and most importantly, enjoy the process. You don't need big grammar books. You don't need expensive courses. What you need is real conversation, real examples, and a friend to guide you. And that's where I come in. I've helped thousands of learners just like you, students, job seekers, travelers, parents, and professionals. And I believe you have the power to speak English fluently if you just practice the right way. Today, I'm not alone. I'm joined by my good friend Alex, an English learner just like many of you.
Hi everyone, I'm really happy to be here. Honestly, I was nervous about speaking English for years. I always translated in my head and I felt slow and embarrassed, but listening to podcasts like this one changed everything for me.
Yes, and now Alex is going to be with us in many episodes to help make this show more real, more relatable, and more fun. Emma, so what is Learn English Podcast all about? Let me break it down for you. Real English conversations, slow, clear, natural. Everyday vocabulary, not boring textbook words. Expressions and pronunciation practice. Motivation and confidence tips. Guest conversations, stories, and Q&A sessions. You'll learn English by listening, speaking along with us, and building your skills one step at a time.
I used to say, I'll start speaking when I'm perfect, but perfection never comes. What worked for me was listening every day, even for 10 minutes, speaking out loud, making mistakes, laughing, learning, trying again.
And that's our message to you today. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Practice with us. Speak aloud, make mistakes, and improve every single day. If you're ready to speak better English, then here's what to do. 1. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss an episode. 2. Comment below. Tell us where you're from and what your English goal is. 3. Like this video to support our podcast. 4. Practice with us. Speak aloud during the conversations, even if you're alone.
We'll be here every week with new episodes to help you learn English the natural way.
This is the Learn English Podcast, and together we're going to transform the way you learn and speak English. So Alex, let's start with the basics. When someone hears self-discipline, they often think restriction. What does self-discipline really mean to you?
Yeah, that's a common myth, that self-discipline is about saying no all the time. But to me, it's really about saying yes to your future. It's about choosing what you want most over what you want right now.
I love that. For me, self-discipline is like a loving parent in my mind. It's the voice that says, I know this is hard, but it's good for you.
Exactly. It's not about punishment. It's about alignment. Aligning your daily actions with your bigger vision.
Let's be real. Self-discipline sounds good on paper, but in real life, it's hard. What were some personal struggles you faced?
Oh, where do I begin? Procrastination was my best friend for years. I used to start the day with great intentions and end it binge-watching shows.
Oh, same here. Especially during the pandemic, it was like every day blur into the next.
Totally. And what helped me was recognizing my triggers. For example, my phone is a huge distraction, so I had to set screen limits and even lock some apps during work hours.
That's a practical step. For me, it was the morning routine. If I won the morning, the rest of the day followed. But if I slept in, chaos. Okay, let's shift into solutions. Someone listening right now wants to become more disciplined. Where should they start?
Start small. People try to overhaul their life overnight. But self-discipline grows from small daily choices, like making your bed, drinking water, showing up for 10 minutes of exercise.
Yes, tiny habits. I always say, consistency beats intensity. A 10-minute focused task every day builds more momentum than a 2-hour task once a week.
And don't wait for motivation. You won't always feel like it. But if you can act without motivation, that's where the magic happens.
That's the shift. When you stop being controlled by your feelings and start choosing actions regardless of them. Let's get nerdy for a second. What does science say about self-discipline?
Great question. There's this famous study, the marshmallow test, where kids were given 1 marshmallow now or 2 if they waited. The ones who waited, they were more successful later in life.
It's incredible how early that skill starts forming. Delayed gratification is such a big part of discipline.
Also, neuroscientists say our brain's prefrontal cortex, the decision maker, can be trained, just like a muscle. The more we practice self-control, the stronger it gets.
So discipline is trainable. It's not something you're born with or without.
Exactly. It's not fixed. Anyone can grow it with the right environment, support, and routines.
Let's talk balance, because some people confuse self-discipline with pushing too hard. How do you avoid burnout?
By remembering that rest is also discipline. Saying no to working late, going offline, taking breaks, these are also forms of discipline.
That's so important. Hustle culture glorifies being busy, but self-discipline is about being intentional, not always doing more.
Right. I ask myself, is this action sustainable? If the answer is no, I pause.
Let's end with some quick daily practices our listeners can try.
Sure. Here's my list. 1. Morning ritual, even 15 minutes of clarity. 2. Set 3 priorities per day, not 20. 3. Practice discomfort. Take cold showers or fast occasionally. 4. Track habits, even with a notebook or app. 5. Celebrate small wins.
Those are gold. Mine would be plan the night before, start the day without your phone, keep promises to yourself, even the tiny ones. Wow, Alex, this conversation was so refreshing. I feel like I just had a therapy session and a coaching call in one.
Haha, me too. Thanks for having me, Emma. Self-discipline isn't easy, but it's worth it because it leads to freedom, not restriction.
That's the truth. To our listeners, remember, discipline is a form of self-love, and every time you choose long-term growth over short-term comfort, you're building your future. Thanks for joining us on the Emma Hour. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who needs a little push today. Until next time, stay grounded, stay growing, and most of all, stay disciplined. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Learn English podcast. I hope you learned something new, repeated something useful, and most of all, felt more confident about your English journey.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this with a friend who's also learning English.
And we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us, what's one word or phrase you learned today? Your feedback helps us make this podcast better for you.
New episodes come every week with fun topics, real-life conversations, and easy lessons to help you grow step by step.
Remember, you don't need to be perfect to speak English. You just need to practice and believe in yourself.
This is the Learn English podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode.
And today, we're going to talk about vocabulary. What is vocabulary? Vocabulary means the words we know and use when we speak, write, read, or listen. The more words you learn, the better your English becomes. So today, I'll teach you 5 simple English words. I'll explain the meaning and give you one easy example for each. Ready? Let's begin. Word 1, smile. Meaning: to smile means to move your lips upward when you feel happy. Example: when I see my dog, I always smile. Word 2, run. Meaning: to run means to move fast with your legs. Example: I run every morning in the park. Word 3, cold. Meaning: cold means low temperature, something that is not warm. Example: the water is cold, so I don't want to swim. Word 4, book. Meaning: A book is a set of pages with stories or information. Example: I read a book about animals last night. Word 5. Help. Meaning: to help means to do something for someone to make things easier. Example: I help my mother in the kitchen. That's it for today. These are 5 simple and useful words. Try to use them in your daily conversations. And remember, learning vocabulary takes time. But if you learn just a few words every day, you will grow fast. Thanks for listening to the Emma Hour. And I'll see you next time with more easy and fun English words.